Hello, hello, hello. MoTheGoddess here. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time on the channel, welcome in. Look around, check out some of my other videos, see if there's something that resonates with you, and if so, make sure you like. As a matter of fact, I want you to go like now because I don't want you to forget, okay? Go like. I'll be right back. Let me go get my light while you hit the like button. 1 second. Going on. I feel so blessed to still have my health, to still have the movement in my body, and to be able to share this positive energy with. Okay, did you hit the button? Thank you. Share. If this doesn't hit for you, I'm sure that you know somebody else who could benefit from an uplifting, positive message. And comment. I always answer your comments. But if you're going to do all that, you may as well subscribe. I promise you, this subscription here on this platform won't cost you a thing. And if you decide to subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell so that you are aware when I upload more amazing videos such as this. So you guys, I'm going to give you this disclaimer now. You're going to hear some roosters in the background. You may even hear some thunderstorms outside. You're definitely going to hear some construction over here on this side, maybe some construction in the back. You might hear kids running back and forth and screaming. You might hear dogs barking in the background. I just wanted to give you that disclaimer because all of those outside forces that I have no control over almost stopped me from showing up on camera and delivering this message to you. So, although I had an amazing topic that I was going to talk about today, it got away from me. It got loose from me. I ain't feeling it no more. We'll talk about that another time. I don't even remember what it was. Because when I hit the play button, then my phone rang. And it was my son with my grandson. So we were on FaceTime doing the whole FaceTime thing. So yeah, this is another feeling, another place, and another time where I have had so many distractions from the actual message that I almost said, forget it, and didn't show up. So my question to you is, what outside forces and distractions are keeping you from showing up in your own life? Whether it be showing up in your job, whether it be showing up in your relationship, whether it be showing up online, whether it be showing up for yourself. What is playing in the background that is keeping you from being great? The reason why I wanted to ask you that question and how it just fits so perfectly into what we're doing today is there are so many outside sources right now, you guys. There are so many distractions that are playing in the background, and it's so many of us that are not doing what it is that we want to do because of everything else that's going on outside of ourselves. When in fact, the guiding light, the inspiration, the direction comes from within. It has nothing to do with what is happening outside of yourself. It boils down to you giving yourself permission to do the thing that you were created to do. Now, I'm here with you And I'm not going to sit here and act like I have arrived. I have not. But one of the things that I learned a few years ago is if I don't give myself permission to show up for myself, nobody else is going to do it. And if I don't find the inspiration and the motivation within myself, it could easily be lost. And when that inspiration and that motivation is lost, then nothing gets done. And when nothing is getting done from a person like me and you, depression sets in, anxiety sets in. You get to a position to where you feel stuck. You get to a position to where you don't have any clarity, you don't have any direction, because you have allowed other things outside of yourself to direct your path or to keep you from even stepping on the path. How do I know? Because I have been there. And I ain't gonna lie, I am still in a place in my life where I know that there are new pathways that I need to dig deep and give myself permission to tackle. There are new journeys that I need to be inspired by and start. Simple as that. For those of you who don't know, about 4 years ago, I threw caution to the wind and I gave myself permission to follow my spirit. There are so many of you out there who say that you have faith and that you believe in God, but yet when God is giving you the roadmap, you let your fear take over. You let what your mama think, what your kids think, what your daddy, your man, your husband, your wife think reign over your spirit and your faith. I want to encourage you to begin to trust your spirit. So 4 years ago, I was sitting in my cute little condo in Atlanta, Georgia. I had just moved there. Well, not just. I had been living in Atlanta, having moved there from Las Vegas, Nevada, which is the only place that I had ever known most of my life. And I knew that there was so much more that I wanted to do in life. My youngest son had graduated high school. He had moved out. And I found myself not knowing who the heck I was without the title of being mother. For many years, I carried that title. I'm a single mother. I'm a single mother of two. I've always been a single mother, doing single mother things, sacrificing myself for the single mother things. I got to do what a mama's supposed to do. I can't be a stereotype. I got to work hard. I got to take care of my children and make sure that they don't feel the effects of me being a single mother. People are already thinking things about you, girl. You done went off and had 2 kids with 2 different men, and you a single mother. So I found myself living under the guise of judgment. These people are going to judge me. If I don't work hard, these people are going to judge me. Because I'm not married, these people are going to judge me. So I got to do all the things, not really proving to myself, but maybe trying to prove to others that I was good enough, trying to prove to others that I was not going to fail, trying to prove to others that my children were not going to be the typical children that were raised by women with no man in the house. So I did all these things, and I realized that now, trying to seek the approval of people outside of myself to make me feel good, to make me feel worthy, to make me feel like I was enough. And I allowed that judgment, those things that we were taught, the American way, go to school, get a good education, get a career, work hard, get a wife, husband, children, the white picket fence. And if you've worked really hard and you've checked off all of the boxes, then you ride happily off into the sunset when you are in your 50s, right? Anyway, that might not be your story, but that is just what I thought that I was supposed to be doing until I got to a point in my life where it didn't feel like what I was supposed to be doing. It did not feel like my life. And it was at that moment that I realized I had to give myself permission to live the life that made me happy. And it had nothing to do with those on the outside of me. It had nothing to do with the outside sources that I wasn't married. It had nothing to do with the titles of single mother. It boiled down to me figuring out who I am. Who am I? Who am I without the titles? Who am I without the judgment of others? Who am I? At the end of the day, that is what matters. And not only who am I, but what is it that I want for my life? So I'm going to encourage you to examine that for yourself. Outside of the title of mother, father, daughter, sister, brother, whoever you may be, at the end of the day, you have to be able to walk over and look yourself in the mirror and know who you are. And part of knowing who you are is creating the life that works best for you. I've never been one to desire working for someone else. Never felt right to me. Like, oh man, 9 to 5 don't even feel good to me. That's the reason why my resume is so vast. Done so many things. I've done so many things. And none of those things ever felt like they were the thing. Because it was a 9 to 5. It was suppressing my inner spirit. It was suppressing me, my free spirit. I've never been the woman to desire having a husband. I'm not against it. I would like a partner one day. And I know that it ain't over for me, you know? But I've never designed my life or felt like my life was not complete because I was not married. There's a possibility that I won't be married. But that is not where the desire lied for me. I didn't feel like I needed something or someone to come into my life to complete me in order for me to have a life or to be happy. I never felt like that. I've always been a free spirit. And thankfully, 4 years ago, I finally gave myself permission to trust my spirit. My spirit led me here to Bali, Indonesia. I didn't know anybody who had been to Bali, didn't know anything about Bali. I just know that I was sitting in my cute little condo in Atlanta, Georgia, and I was looking around. And I was telling myself that it ain't bad, but it ain't it. This ain't it. If I died today, and this is what I want to encourage you to ask yourself. If I die today, am I going to be pleased with the life that I have lived? Am I going to be satisfied knowing that I've done all the things that I've allowed myself to do? And don't get me wrong, we'll probably never do all the things that we desire to do, but would I be happy leaving the planet today, given my current circumstances, and being okay with that? And if not, then I got work to do. If not, I gotta give myself permission to step outside of what I know, to be more courageous and bolder over my fears, to stop waiting for the perfect time, the perfect person, the perfect amount of money, the perfect reason, the perfect season, the perfect size, to do what my spirit is leading me to do. Because the spirit is not going to leave you wrong. The only time we're going to go wrong is when we have our foot on the brake. The only time we're going to go wrong is when we're listening to what everybody else is telling us that we need to be doing and we should be doing. And if we ain't doing this, that, or the other, then we doing it wrong. The only time that we're actually going to be doing it wrong is when we're not doing it at all. Now, although I've given myself permission to live the life that I desire, which is freedom, sometimes I look around, y'all, I'll be like, I cannot believe the life that I am living. I dreamed of this life. I dreamed of a life where I'm not clocking into a 9 to 5. I dreamed of this, waking up when I want to. I dreamed of eating good, clean foods. I dreamed of being able to go to the gym when I wanted to go. I dreamed of sitting in cafes with my pinky in the air, sipping on my cappuccinos. I dreamed of travel. And I am living that life. I manifested this by visualizing what I wanted my life to look like. And I'm not done. Even at this age, I am 53 years old. I'm not done. There's still work to do. But if I sit around and I allow the outside sources and forces, which I have no control over, absolutely none. If I sit around and I wait for the perfect time, because we all know if the past 4 years didn't teach us nothing, we don't have control over what's going to happen today, tomorrow, and time ain't waiting for nobody. Time ain't waiting. Time ain't waiting on you. What you waiting on? So I thought that it would be the appropriate topic to speak about, because I almost didn't show up on this video, to remind you of what it is that you've been dealing with already. You already know. You already know you got more work to do. You already know that you call yourself believing in God and having faith, but you ain't really. Because if you was, you'd follow that pathway that the Spirit has already been urging you, pulling you, nudging you, calling you to do. You'd already been doing it. You waiting on retirement. Well, I retire in 2 years. When people say that, I can't. It's cringy for me. And I guess I shouldn't be judgmental, because that's not my life. Because a lot of times when I say to people, I just moved to Bali, Indonesia, and I didn't have a plan, that's cringy for a lot of people. Like, oh my God, I could never. How could you? What about this? What about healthcare? What about retirement? What about your savings? What about 401k? What about your grandchildren that you left? What about? They naming all this stuff that I ain't even thinking about. Following my spirit, baby. living my bliss. I'm waking up in paradise every day, and all I have is today. And if I am not living today, then what am I doing? Time waits for no one. So I wanted to remind you, if you're sitting back and you are waiting, what is you doing with your life? Is that really life? Are you living? If you need a breakthrough, and trust me, what I'm talking about right now is because I've lived it. Wrote a book about it. Permission to Power. If you have not gotten my book, please go to the link in my bio, and not the link in my bio, the link in the description box, and purchase Permission to Power. Or you can just schedule a call with me. I can help you carve out a path to give you the courage, to help you to be able to trust yourself and have the confidence to do that thing, whatever it is. If it's starting that business, if it's packing up all your things like I did 4 years ago and moving, and you know, I have not missed those things. I still have a storage in Atlanta right now that is a burden to me. Every month when I gotta pay that storage bill, it's a burden to me. It really is. I'm like, oh man, I don't even know what's in there. I don't need it. I haven't needed it in 4 years. I don't need it. But it's too pricey to just let go, and not pricey enough to continue to hold on to. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I digress. If you need someone to help you, to be a support system to you, I'm here. I'm here. I am on the path with you. We are all being called to a higher place. We're being invited to a higher version of ourselves. Even me, even now, I am being invited to a higher version of myself. But if I don't show up, if I don't step out, if I don't acknowledge, if I don't at least try, then I have failed. I have failed you, but most importantly, I have failed myself. Anyway, I'm going to leave you here, and I will see you in the next one. So in between time, no, in the meantime, and in between time, until the next time, I want you to be fit, be fierce, be fabulous, because healthy is the new sexy. Bye, y'all.